Hello, I'm Christina, and I'm here with Martina, and we are your hosts for the podcast Everyday Ordinary Extraordinary Women. We were inspired to create this podcast after pondering on this question: what would a world look like where we can be inspired by every person? Usually, we're very quick to compare and judge ourselves and others. And when we do that, everybody's losing. Depending on my point of view, I can either feel small because I come out lacking, or arrogant and dismissive because I feel superior. Those are the only two options, and neither of those options make us feel good. So here's our thought: someone's everyday normal is someone else's extraordinary. Judgment comes from first impressions. So we invite you, the listener, to go beyond first impressions and see the magic everywhere. There's inspiration at every corner in everyone if we're willing to look. And so today we have with us Melissa, and we are so excited to have you with us today. Melissa is a wife, a mother, an animal lover, a plant whisperer. She's a, she's a passionate energy healer who practices angelic Reiki and is super talented artist. So Melissa, thank you so much for being with us here today.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, so go ahead and tell us a little bit of what you like to tell us about your life.
I guess I would say, just like everyone else that is a mother, that I'm a mother first. Not that defines me, but it's very much who I am. I think it's very much my roots of who I am. I'm looking forward to becoming a grandmother. That's my next chapter.
Is that something that's coming, or is that something that...
No, I'm manifesting that for sure. They've just got married. So no, but I'm looking forward to that as my next chapter. Becoming that person, that grandmother that, I see myself being my highest self. That's my next chapter.
It's beautiful because like if I remember when my parents became grandparents, it was almost like a new fire had been lit underneath them, like a new spark of life, because it felt like something that they had created got passed on.
Yes.
And what I think, and I'm far from grandchildren. I keep telling my children, not now. But is that you get to have them and you get to give them back. They're not your responsibility. You get to play with them, and then you get to give them back.
I'm not sure that I can give them back. I was such a young mother, though. I got pregnant at 16. And so I gave birth at 17. And I think that I was so young that I didn't get to appreciate all of those small moments. And I am looking forward to doing that again. I'm looking forward to that next chapter, like I said.
It's so beautiful. So Melissa, I just want to say who you are for me. So, we met last October in our angelic Reiki course, and I have to say, when you walked in the room, your smile and your energy just lit up the room. Your smile and your energy is just infectious. And
thank you.
And your curiosity and passion for learning anything new is just so inspiring to be around. And to watch you transition from turn your art studio into your healing center it's just wild to watch you step into this new phase of life. And how cool that now it's like the possibility of grandchildren, like this new, second phase of life has all of this cool possibilities and stuff happening. And
it really does. It really does. Everything in my life now is new. My husband and I both, we embrace the thought of living the now, and that has changed our lives. We let go of all the crap of the past and we no longer, well, I hesitate to say I'm a big dreamer. So I do spend a lot of time in the future, but I try to reel myself back in and remind myself that the moment right now is wonderful, and to be in this moment. And I think that's important. I think we spend a lot of our time in the past making ourselves very regretful, very sad, very just making ourselves sick in the body. I think spending a lot of time in the future also keeps us from being grounded in the now, and keeps us, I'm going to be one day, I'm what I see one day, where we lose ourselves in what's happening right now and the gratitude of what's happening right now. So yes, I have turned the art studio into my healing center, and I am I've dove headfirst into just learning about my spirit and about myself and about my soul and who I am, and loving life. Glowing from the inside for sure. What I love about that, Christina, is the glow is contagious, like you said. And you used my word energy, and energy is, oh, it just, like you said, it just lights me up inside. I'm so excited about energy.
You walked in the room and I felt like you were like a friend I hadn't seen in a long time, but I've always known. Like that, I can't explain it more than that. It's just, I just felt like I've always known you. There was something, yeah.
Well, if you believe the way that we do, we probably did know each other. And I do get that a lot, actually. So I think I am an old soul, and I think I've been here many a time. And I'm sure I've met many of you through my journeys.
Yeah.
So Melissa, if we really knew you, what would we know?
If you really knew me, what would you know? I love everything. I love animals. I love plants. I love the earth. I love people. I just love everything. I'm passionate about everything beautiful. Art. I love art. I love to bring art to life. I love to just bring beauty to life. And I do that through my art, and I bring healing through my art. The journey is the most important part, obviously, and to be able to reflect on the journey and say, oh, I was learning, and oh, my art has been used as a healing process for people for many years that I didn't realize. The clients that are drawn to my art are usually pets that have passed on. I do some people as well, but I didn't realize that my art was healing. Not on the level that I realize it now, with the education that I've had, and the awakening that I'm going through, and just the cleansing of my mind, body, and spirit. I can see how you can heal other people just by being yourself, and your gifts, using your gifts to heal in that way. And just give yourself grace, and say, oh, okay, give yourself space to do that healing work. Let's take the ego out of it and give yourself the space to use your tools that are God-given.
Beautiful. I think that's a perfect lead into, what is your superpower?
It's interesting that you would ask that question. My husband and I were just talking about this, and he said that my superpower is using what we have in the kitchen and creating a beautiful meal, and again, creating art in a healing way. I love to feed people. I love to cook, but I think that's my healing power. I can create a wonderful meal out of what you have in the pantry or the fridge or the garden. Hopefully there's some garden. So that's my healing power.
Beautiful. Wow. So tell us something funny or embarrassing or silly about you.
I have a story that is funny, embarrassing, and silly. It comes to mind because it happened fairly recently. So I was at a local in the square type of venue that plays live music, and my husband and I were there, and we ran into a girlfriend of mine, and she was with an artist friend that I was really interested to hear more about his art. So they went out to have a cigarette, and I went to the restroom. And on my way back from the restroom, I thought I'm going to, pop out and, have some private conversation with them. So on the patio, I walked through the restaurant into the patio, and I'm standing there talking to them, and he reaches up on my shoulder, and he's like, "What is this?" And she immediately reaches around my neck. So I had this pantsuit on that ties behind the neck. It's a one-piece suit. So when you go to the restroom, you're pretty much completely naked other than your underwear. So what I had done was I put one of the paper things on the toilet to use the restroom. And when I pulled the jumpsuit up, the paper had wrapped around the neck, and I was wearing it like a scarf. And I had no idea. It's the most embarrassing thing I can think of, but it's also the funniest thing and just so silly. And I can laugh about it because that's my personality. But I was embarrassed at the time, but it was hilarious, hilariously embarrassing.
It's so beautiful that you can laugh about it because it's really bad, right? Rather
Well,
than
it
carrying
could
it
happen to
around.
anybody.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of the podcast too, right? We've all been there. In the good, in the bad, we've all been there. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
All right. So tell us about a time you took a chance on love.
Time I took a chance on love. I guess my husband of 6 years now. We met online, and we were about 2 hours away. So we just dated over the phone for the first couple of months. And then when we finally got together, it was just very quick, very passionate. And we are where we are now. So I took a chance on love and moved here with him, and we were married, and it's been wonderful. I have found a partner, someone that supports me. So I'm very happy.
It feels sometimes when you find that person that it just works, right?
Yes.
There's something about it where it just works. I don't know how else to say it, where when the right person shows up, right? And there's
Right
no
time. Yeah. And you're the right person, and you're the right time for that person. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So what was your biggest lesson? Like, what made you who you are today? Or maybe what took most courage? It's all in a way the same, right?
Well, I mentioned earlier that I was pregnant at 16 and was heavily encouraged to have an abortion at 16. And I did not, obviously. My son is now almost 28 and newly married, and completely changed my life. Not sure that I ever even considered being a mother, not at that age, but at 17, growing up really fast and making those choices. And I think that was the most courageous thing I could do, is to make that choice of becoming a mother. And it was the best choice I've ever made.
What did that provide for you, making that choice?
I will tell you one very vivid memory of being that person, so young and so pregnant and so scared. I remember when I had him saying, "Finally, someone that has to love me." And it makes me sad for her now, that she felt that way at that age. But I just, it's just true love, that just organic love of a mother and child that I didn't, I was ready for, but not, I wasn't ready at the age, but it sounds like I was having those thoughts of, mother and the love between a mother and child. Got emotional.
It's beautiful.
So what fills you up in life?
Right now, Christina, it's energy work. Everything is energy. Everything, it's all I do. 24 hours a day. If I am watching a podcast, I am reading a book, I am watching a YouTube, I'm doing something to further my education and to awaken my soul and just to live that Zen life that, we are striving for in our everyday lives. But that's what's lighting me up. And it's also what led me to give up alcohol, which was huge for me. I am still, I know that when we had class that was fairly new, but I am still sober. I'm not drinking any alcohol. And I could, I feel like I didn't do any AA or anything like that. I just made a mindset of quitting. And I know that not everyone can do that, but I made the mindset that this is not good for me. This is not good for my temple. This is no longer who I want to be, no longer who I saw my highest self as being. And that was huge for me, obviously. When I was going through 10 beers a day, just a light beer, but I make excuses for it, but I was drinking at home, unsupervised, painting, and just enjoying myself, but numbing myself. I was asleep for sure. But since I've started this journey, I've become a vegan and I'm still going strong with that. I am not, I'm not hardcore vegan. If I'm somewhere and someone has made something and they didn't use the right butter, I'm not going to stop myself from eating it. But at my own home, I have the vegan butter and we have, the proper oil, and we're doing much better with our foods and working on blood pressure for my husband. And it's been a great journey this past year, and I'm loving who I am. I love how I feel. Beautiful. And I don't remember what the question was.
What fills you up? And I think that's like you're speaking, right? Like proper food and just giving your body the nutrients it needs, and
just listening to your body.
Information, right? Like positive information from books and podcasts. And
yes, honey.
Yeah. So hear you.
Positive music, positive movies. I used to watch the murder shows all day, the documentary. And I just absorbed that all day long while I was painting and drinking my beer. And no wonder I was such a negative person and in such a bad mood all the time. I was filling my mind, body, and spirit with all of that very low level, dense, low negative, just not good for you things. And I've changed all of that. And I am full.
Did something happen that caused you to shift? Like, was there an event, or was it just over time where you were like, okay, I'm saturated, I'm done?
I've thought about that because my awakening has been slow, but it's been almost 3 years. Gosh, oh my gosh. So I donated my kidney to my dad, and that was a very scary time for me. I felt like I didn't have a choice. Obviously I want to help my dad, and I was one of the first ones to stand up and go and get tested and do all the things that you have to go through for that process. And I just kind of went through it like a zombie. I mean, you got to do it, whether you want to do it. So don't think about doing it and just going through the next step. And what do I have to do next? And where do I have to go next? And what's the next test? And all of those things. I'm just disassociating through that process, I think, just not being in my body. I guess the fight or flight, has taken over, but literally not being in my body, literally feeling like I was outside of my body watching this all go down. I mean, I'm talking the months that went into donating your kidney, just the testing that goes through, and so much to it. And I think just the stress, and it was the afterwards and the drinking, and I have one kidney now and I'm still drinking, and I truly think that I was trying to kill myself. I don't think that, it was a mental, I want to leave this earth, but I think it was just nothing lit me up. Nothing brought me joy. There was no passion. There was no, I'm numb, and I like it that way. And, this is who I've always been. For some reason, I thought I had to stay who I am because that's who I've always been. And you don't have to. You can be anybody you want to be. You literally have a choice of who you want to be. And if you want to be happy, it's a choice, and make that choice. If you want to be sad, that's a choice. And you probably have a good reason for it, but it's a choice that we make every single day. And I think that I slowly woke up from dying and came out on the other side. And I am thankful and grateful for the opportunity to have healed my dad in that way, and to have healed myself through that journey. So it was hard and it was long, and I'm glad it's over, but I'm a better person for it. So I'm going to say that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
And it's simple, but not necessarily easy, right?
No, definitely not easy.
Yeah.
But also how many lives are transformed because of that shift, right? Like, it's not just you and your dad, it's you, your dad, your husband. I'm sure your son watching you go through this has shifted. I'm sure there's tons of family members and friends. And so there's ripple effects from it, right? Like,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
Most people think I'm odd, but
nope, you
that's
just
because
have to
they knew me
try,
before. That's because they knew me before. Get to know me now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if you had a magic wand and could give people any quality, what would you give them and why?
Well, I'm going to say what everybody says, I'm sure. Give them love. Love is everything. Love is the highest vibration. Love can change this world. But if I had a magic wand and I could give anybody a desire to care for this planet, pick up your own trash, take care of you, and you can change the world. Take care of your footprints on this planet, in this world, in your relationship, in your children's eyes. If you can take care of you, you can change the world. If we all did that, then we'd all have love. So I guess that's my answer. If I had a magic wand, I would make you be good to the planet Earth, please.
Beautiful. So, who or what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, if you could be anything or anyone, what would you be and why? Right? If there would be no restrictions, no limitations.
I mean, I think I'm already living that life. I am actively living the life of who I see myself being. So I see myself as a better, higher self, and I'm that person every single day, every morning. How is that person? How is that higher self how does she wake up in the morning? How does she go about her day? And I don't remember what the question was.
Who or what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, I'm already her. No, but to be honest, I really want to be a powerful energy healer. I want to make those changes for other people. I want to see them light up. I want to activate that energy within them, that healing within them. I want all of that. I want to activate all of my clairs. I want to, that's the direction I'm going. That's who I want to be. I want to be the old crone living in the woods, making tinctures, the sage that people come to when they need that advice and those tinctures. That's who I really want to be. I want to be the little old lady in the woods with her garden and her animals, and the birds talk to me.
And it's beautiful because you started with I am that already, which is so beautiful, and there's possibility for more, right? So it's we always live in that duality, right? It's like exactly right the way I am, and there's always a possibility for more, which is so
that's
beautiful.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, I think part of it is we have it all in us already, right? It's just about letting it out. The more we own it, the more we can express it. So it's just the more we keep owning our gifts and who we are, the more we can show it to the world and express it. So yeah, it does just keep getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. All right, so let's see. What are you most grateful for?
I guess I am most grateful for this experience on this planet. That's what we're here for. The life force energy that is flowing through us and animating this body, that's what it's here for. So that's what I'm most grateful for. I see it all as an experience. The good, the bad, the ugly, it's an experience. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. I'm just grateful for every day. I'm grateful for waking up. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my land, my home, my opportunity as an energy healer. I'm grateful for the skill of being an artist. I love that. I'm grateful for being a mother, for that experience. It's like no other.
It's one of the biggest growth opportunities we get on this planet. Yeah. So, what do you want people to remember about you?
You know, Christina shared a song with me in class, which was Joy. And I have it on my playlist, and it does come on, and it makes me stop, and it makes me think about myself, because she said that song, that joy was what the teacher was mentioning about me, and that I radiate joy in the color, the citrine color that was around me, and that song. And I guess, I really liked how that felt. I liked being seen that way. And that is what I want to leave everybody with when I leave the room. A little bit of joy. I do listen to that song.
That makes me happy too.
See, it's contagious.
It is. I mean, just, yeah, right? Like I shared that song with you and it makes me happy. Now the thought of you playing it and it makes you happy, it's like more ripples. Yeah.
Ripples, there it is.
And by the way, that's the song from Abraham Hicks, right? That's from the event. That's the song they always play at the beginning of the event, just for those who don't know what we're talking about.
Yes. Thank you for clarity.
So, what do you love about your life?
What do I love about my life? I think that's all I've been talking about is the things that I love about my life, but I really love our land. I love my home. I love where I spend my hours, my everyday. That's very important. I mean, it's important to anyone, and I wish everyone had the experience that I have of living here. I think that I can appreciate it so much because I have lived in other places that were not like this, and the security, and I love being outside. I love being with my plants.
Yay. And tell us how many dogs you have on your property.
We at this time we have 11. They live their forever lives here. We have many that are elderly, so we expect that number to go down. We're not bringing any more in. We were up to about 20 at one point. So it's exhausting. I'm ready for that chapter.
I'm taking care of one old 12-year-old dog, and it's exhausting. I can't.
Oh my gosh. Yes, and most of ours are 12. Those little chihuahuas will live forever. This is the case. I mean, these dogs were here before I got here. So I've spent the last 6 years caring for these dogs and loving them. And I love my life and I love the animals. We've had this experience and we want to have other experiences. We want to be able to go on vacation and have people over in the yard. So we're, 5 is a good number. I'm still going to be that girl, but not 11. We're going to stick around 5.
That's great.
We have the space. We have 16 acres, but it's a lot of work.
I was thinking
a labor of love.
It is definitely a labor of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
They live forever.
I was thinking you're not going to be a cat lady, but you're going to be a dog lady, like an old dog lady, right?
Oh, well, we have 3 cats too. We had like 8 at one point, I think was our highest number, at least since I've been here, but we're down to 3 cats. But no, we love them all. He would love to have chickens. I would love to have chickens, but we have the coyotes out here. Everything loves chicken, except for the vegans. We don't. We love chickens in other ways. So it just doesn't make sense to have chickens. No, I think I have other interests that I would like to. We have the space, I'm starting women's circles here. I'd like to do maybe some retreats or some things like that here once we build out the space. But those are the things that I'm working towards spending my time on.
Really good stuff. So last question, what are you most proud of?
Oh, my son, of course. What am I most proud of? Other than my son, I would say donating a kidney to my dad. That's a scary, scary thing to do. And it's a selfless thing to do. So I'm very proud of myself for doing that. And I gave up alcohol, which was huge for me. Huge. A lifetime of drinking.
Yeah.
A lifetime of drinking in the family. So I am a curse breaker.
Amen. Yeah.
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 It's such a big deal. It's really, and you became vegan and, and you chose to not watch anything that does not really inspire you. So, it's like I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. The list is probably endless, right?
And giving away anything that no longer serves me. Anything no longer serving me, I am just done with it.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you have a business. Do you want to tell us about it? Do you maybe you have an offer, or how can people find you and contact you?
Well, I'm on Facebook and I'm also on Instagram. I do mostly pet portraits, acrylic art. I do a large amount of art, just not just acrylic painting of animals, but I do a lot of that. That does seem to be what my clients are drawn to me for. But I'm also just head first into the energy healing. I love it. My world is rotating around chakras these days. I mean, it's just that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my energy healing here. I have a building for that, and I also do it remotely as well. I've been doing a lot of remote healing. We're a pretty good distance for people and family to come, so that's been a blessing to be able to do it remotely. And then I'm doing women's circles here on the property. We've got one coming up actually Thursday. I do my women's circles on the full moon of every month. So this Thursday is the wolf moon, January the 25th. We'll be doing that around the bonfire. So that's just another way to, it's more for me than it is for the other ladies. Bring people together, and I have people to talk to out here, but just to heal together. It's just, the women's circle is so important, something that our society has forgotten about. I mean, women have been meeting together like this, and just the divine women, the divine energies coming together for a reason, for a purpose. It's beautiful. So I'm loving that. And gosh, what else am I doing? I believe that's everything that I am doing right now. I've got my art, and I've got my energy work, and my women's circle.
Is there an email address or a phone number, or like on Facebook they would find you under your name, or like how can
Facebook
people
is
find you?
my name. Yeah, it's just Melissa Burgoyne, Burgoyne. My Instagram is New Earth Energy Healer. And my email is blessmybrush@yahoo.com. So that one's pretty easy.
Very good. Just so people can find you, right? Because,
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, come find me. I'm open. I am currently looking for my tribe. So apply within.
Very good. Very good. Very, very exciting. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Melissa, for coming on. Thank you for providing the opportunity for us to just be more inspired, right? Because it's yes, you had to think about the questions, and it provided something for you, but it always provides something for me, and I'm sure it provides something for whoever is listening. So thank you for whoever is here and listening. If you loved it, please leave us a review and/or share. And please remember, you are extraordinary. You rock. Until next time. Christina?
Bye now.